Hey everyone! Today's video is yoga for leg flexibility, working our way up to splits. Take a minute to center yourself and set an intention for your practice. It might be something like, I am willing to accept wherever my body is able to take me at this point. Remember to take a deep breath in and out. We're going to start with hanumanasana, head to knee, forward bend. Left foot to right knee. Become aware of your left hip and pull it forward so your hips are level with the front of the mat. Reach the crown of your head towards your toes so you form a straight line with your torso. You want to keep your eye line at your toes unless you can fully fold forward. Now, seated forward fold, or hanumanasana. With legs straight or keeping a bend at the knees if you can't fully straighten, lengthen the spine again and flex both your feet to create that stretch up the back of your legs. Use a strap or a pair of tights around your feet if you can't reach your toes yet. Come up. And now we're going to move into hanumanasana, or low lunge. Right knee above ankle, feel the stretch in your hip flexors. Back knee to the ground, back toes untucked. Make sure you pull your left hip forward to level out the hips towards the front of your mat. Now, moving into twisted monkey pose. Place your left hand down parallel to your right foot. If you can, raise the left foot at the back and twist your upper body to catch the back foot. This low lunge variation incorporates a deep stretch in the quadriceps as well as your hip flexors on the other side. Gently releasing and coming into pigeon pose. Coming down, bending the front leg diagonally inwards, back leg straight. Straighten your spine upright. If your hips are more open, move that front leg into a 90-degree angle. Make sure your hips are level and fold forward with a straight spine to touch your forehead to the ground. Remember guys, yoga is not about being the most flexible, and you haven't failed if you can't get very far in any of these stretches. Coming up, we're going to move into Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Step your right foot in between your hands and straighten the leg. Lead with the chest and straight spine to fold over the right leg. Be aware of keeping the torso straight so your chest and stomach are flat against the leg. Have patience and listen to your body. If it hurts, don't push any further. Now we're ready for splits. Start with a block or pile up some books to support and heighten your pelvic floor. Slowly nudge your back knee backwards until your back leg is straight. Using a block is important to remind you not to sink your hips down so you keep lifted in this pose. Sit up tall to take the pressure off your pelvic floor and fully stretch the hip flexors. If you're ready, remove that block and sink down into full splits, hanumanasana. Fingertips on floor to support, or lift your arms if you can access the pose fully. Be mindful of pulling that left hip forward so your hips are level and facing the front of the mat. Lean to the side to come out and roll out. Coming over for the second side. Head to knee, forward fold, hanumanasana on the other side. Right foot to left knee, become aware of your right hip and pull it forward so your hips are level with the front of the mat. Reaching the crown of your head towards your toes so you form a straight line with your torso. Make sure your eyes are looking towards your toes and flex that foot as much as you can. Now, hanumanasana, seated forward fold. With legs straight, or keeping a bend at the knees if you can't fully straighten, lengthen the spine again and flex both your feet to create that stretch up the back of your legs. Remember, you can always use a strap or a pair of tights around your feet if you can't reach your toes yet. Now we'll move into low lunge on the other side. Left knee above your ankle, feel the stretch in your hip flexors. back knee to the ground, back toes untucked. Make sure you pull your right hip forward to level out the hips towards the front of your mat. Succeeding at yoga simply means showing up for your practice and loving yourself no matter what your body can achieve. Now, twist monkey pose again, placing that right hand down parallel to the left foot and bringing up that back foot to catch. Feel the stretch in your quadricep as well as your hip flexor. Gently and slowly put it down and move into pigeon pose. Coming down, bending that left leg this time, and moving the foot more parallel to the front of the mat if your hips are more open. Always remember that simply stretching to the point that feels challenging is a victory. As long as you are not in pain, you are doing a wonderful job. Then come up and we'll move into hanumanasana, half split on the other side. Step your left foot in between your hands and straighten the leg. Lead with the chest and straight spine to fold over the right leg. Be aware of keeping that torso straight so your chest and stomach are flat against the leg. I probably could have been straighter in this one. Have patience and always listen to your body. Now, bringing that block over for full splits on the other side. Starting off by supporting and heightening that pelvic floor so you can remember once you're ready to take the block away to keep lifted, keep that spine straight, and keep upwards so the weight isn't all taken on your pelvic area. And if you're ready, you can remove the block, fingertips on floor for support, and keep stretching upwards, up your torso. Be mindful of pulling that right hip forward so your hips are level and facing the front of the mat. To come out, lean to the left side to release the stretch. Then roll it out, and that's us finished for today. We'll just warm down with a couple of stretches just to cool the body down before our final resting pose, Shavasana. Now place the soles of your feet together, lie down on your back, and push your knees down to the side. This is quite a nice one for the hips and also for the inside of the thighs to just stretch, counteract after some of those intense poses. Then knees to chest, right leg over. You can move your hips a little bit to the right side and twisting that right leg over. Twist your torso and face your head the other way. Then switch over to the other side with the left leg. This is a great stretch for the glute muscles and also for the side body muscles. And twisting is really great for our digestion and detoxifying. Knees to chest. And come down for our final resting pose, Shavasana. Now, it's important that when you're lying here to spend as much time as you feel you need. So usually at least a minute is good, but if you want to stay here for 10 minutes or even longer than that, by all means, go for it. Listen to your body. And when you're ready to come out, stretch, do whatever feels good, turn over onto your side, and then come up to seating as we seal off the practice. Arms overhead, hands in prayer. Namaste. Thank you guys for watching.